Oh my god.
Yeah, Jerry did it flawlessly last week, so I'm curious how you're gonna do it.
I'm just gonna do it the way I'm gonna do
Oh,
it.
okay. It says we're live. Let's just make sure. I just want to make sure. All right, we're live. Okay, Matt.
Okay.
Take it away.
Well, welcome everybody from Gotham. I'm Matt, and this is BatYard's finest.
Why did you write this down?
Shit out of me!
What the hell,
fucking
man?
hate you guys. You guys jinked the shit out of me.
Why did you write it?
Welcome to Gotham. What?
All right, just go.
You guys just jinxed the shit out of me. I hate you guys.
Stop blaming us. Just do it.
Well, welcome to BatYard's finest, and I'm with gentleman to my right.
I'm Jerry.
I think
Coming back from Sector 666 and still from Ola.
And my gentleman to my left.
Hi, I'm Josh. This is BatYard's finest, bringing you the finest Batman, Superman, whatever. Matt kind of did the intro, so I felt like I had to fill the gap.
You know what?
But I'm from Metropolis.
You guys jinxed me.
I did not say anything.
Jinxed me.
I was just saying I'm curious what you would do. And now you're putting all that pressure that you put on yourself on us. That's you. That's your own inner monologue saying that. Don't put that crap on us. That's you.
It's Nicholas's fault.
Whatever.
Nicholas, if you're watching this, it's your fault.
It's your fault, Nick. I don't know what you did. I don't know what you did to this boy. All right, man, it's your show.
Okay. Okay. So in this episode, we're going to be discussing about this Netflix show called Love, Death, Robots. Is that Sonnie's Edge? And then the main course of this is going to be Pacific Rim. But before that, we're going to talk about BSBS part of the podcast. So anybody got the BSBS?
I just want to let you know you're here.
What's up, Kevin?
You want a burger?
Yeah.
I got some.
My Uber Eats just pulled on. Hold up.
All right, no, that's cool.
Give me a burger.
Oh,
Damn.
burger.
Yeah, go ahead and run another one. Thanks, Kevin.
Matt is running the show right now, Dennis. So this is a Matt Central episode. So
Yeah.
if you have questions for Matt,
fucking
ask him.
So,
ask away.
but this is a BS moment. So who's got
Okay,
BS?
I'll
guys?
I'll take it. The only BS I have or BS news is that Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum from Smallville, they are contemplating making a Smallville animated series coming out. I guess they're just like talking about the CW about it. I think it was just announced like yesterday. I know there's like talks about it, but I think it's like more becoming like a legitimate thing. So that would be pretty cool to look forward to.
I'd be interested to see that.
Yeah, I hope that it's just like it's actually Tom Welling as Superman, like becoming Superman. If they do it in animated form, he doesn't have to wear the cape or anything. So that was like the whole deal from the beginning.
If they're going to get their, when are they going to get their own animation, like animator guys, or are they going to get like the people that have been doing all the CW like animated like episodes they've been doing?
Might get
kind of crossover.
Yeah, I would hope so. They do like kind of their own style. I would hope they did like the style that they did with the Smallville comics. I never read them. It's like season 11 of Smallville where he's actually Superman, but I didn't read any of them. I mean, I guess I'd be curious to read them at some point. But Smallville was just too long, so I was like, all right, this show's over. I don't need to read this, Yeah, 10
fucking years, bro.
Too long. 5 years too long. It should have ended on season 5. Or season 6. Like, way too long. How long is Clark going to be on the farm? Like, too long.
Until his dying day.
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
God.
What do you got, Matt? What were you going to say? You sound like you have something.
Nothing. I said forever. And I said God too. When Jerry said until his dying day.
I actually had some BS.
What do you have?
I actually saw it's just a promo poster right now, but we're allegedly getting a new Transformers movie next summer.
Yes, we are.
Oh no!
It's not Michael Bay, so don't worry. It's not going to be
Oh.
50,000 explosions.
I am so tapped out with Transformers. I could care less, to be honest. I tapped out after movie 2, and that was like 2007. So I don't know.
True.
Which one are they on now?
7.
This one will be 7. Yeah,
Oh,
it'll be 7.
Technically 8. No, well, hold on. Technically, it'll be 8 if you count Bumblebee.
Always got to
Bumblebee
count
tuna?
Bumblebee.
Yeah,
What?
Bumblebee tuna.
No, God.
Well, how
Oh.
do you feel about
This.
Transformers, Jerry? Like, what are your thoughts?
I love Transformers. I've got Transformers
shit.
tattooed on my left chest. Like,
There you go.
Is that Optimus Prime?
Transformers. That's just the Autobot logo.
Oh, okay. I was trying to. Okay, that's cool.
I know it's hard to see because I'm so dark.
No, I mean the camera was kind of blurry. The focus was kind of off too, so I couldn't get a good look at it.
I'm glad Michael Bay isn't doing Transformers anymore because I'm like, okay, after Transformers 3, nothing you're doing makes any goddamn sense anymore.
True.
And
True.
because I think now it's like somebody who worked with him or like under him, because they're the one who did the Bumblebee film, and I thought that was really good.
Okay.
And I'm
I
really
heard good
excited
things
for
about
this.
Why is this one going to be good? Because I am so like, for someone like me who could care less about Transformers, why should I watch this movie?
It's going.
Well, I think we need.
This is supposed to have
I think we got. Oh, sorry.
Terracons, the Predacons, and the Maximals. So they're showing some more of the different like Transformer factions outside of Autobots, Decepticons, the Primes.
Mm-hmm.
What were the dinosaurs? Were they
Dinobots?
Dinobot.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
Well, technically, they screwed that up. Actually, Dinobots were made by Ratchet, I think.
Made by Shockwave.
They were made. They weren't just found laying around on some island. Like they did in like this one. Was it the 4th movie?
I don't know. I think Transformers
Something
was
like
charming, like when it was in the 1980s, and it was a cartoon. I think that's when it was charming. But once Michael Bay made it like a robot pissing on a guy, that's like when it loses all its charm.
We don't need no robosexuals around here.
Yeah, it's so weird.
God.
It's so off. I can't. I don't even want to think about those movies, to be honest. They like hurt me when I think about them. But the movie I would be curious to see out of Transformers movie is like Transformers the movie from like the 80s. I heard that one's actually pretty good.
Have I watched that one? I don't think I've watched that one.
I know there's a big spoiler at
I
the
still
end with
need it.
Optimus Prime, which I know the spoiler. I haven't seen the movie, so I don't want to spoil it if you guys
I think
haven't
I already
seen
know
it.
the
But I thought
spoiler.
everyone, yeah. But
Does Optimus
I would
die?
be curious to see that.
Does Optimus die?
Yeah, he dies. Yeah.
I knew
Yeah.
it.
I think he died in the Sam Wiki one, whichever one that was, right? Didn't he die and come back?
He died. 2.
So he dies and comes back,
It's like
so
a
it's
quick-
like pointless. Okay.
Oh, I also had some news for you, Matt. So this is actually some bad news. So you know how Kaiju number 8 has been coming out every week? It's turning into bi-weekly. So we're only going to get a new chapter every 2 weeks.
Oh, good.
So is it like on a web series or something, like one of those apps where you could read like a book, or like a Kindle or
Yep.
something?
Or not welcome. You're not sponsored by Shonen Jump. It's an app that lets you watch. Just read. a bunch of your favorite mangas that come out weekly with chapters.
What is
And
it
they're
called?
ongoing still. Shonen Jump.
Sonen Jump?
Shonen Jump.
Okay. What's in Crunchyroll's the anime one, right?
Yeah.
Crunchyroll is the anime.
Okay.
They also have an app where you can read manga, but I think he got shut down because
Yes,
it was
they do.
ads.
I never really read anything
I have
like
no
any
idea.
book on a screen like that. I always I'm more of a physical medium guy, but then after you read it, you just like accumulate more stuff. So I guess it's beneficial for the planet and you don't have to collect as much,
True.
Just more
But I
stuff.
still physicals.
Yeah, I do too. Oh no, that's cool. I mean, maybe at some point I'll try it out. Well, speaking of mangas, there's a Superman manga coming out, which I know nothing about.
Are you gonna get it?
I will read it if it's if I see it at a comic book store and if it's right there and it's if it's decent size, and it looks good, I'll buy it. I'll read it.
Hopefully, the comic store by you, that one comic book store by either go to Josh, that one may carry it properly.
They probably will. I don't know when it's coming out. I just literally
Because
saw that
they had
yesterday.
Chainsaw Man, Doro.
Crispy.
So,
Tomorrow's it.
what is tomorrow? Oh, Chainsaw. No, is it? I thought it was
It
28th.
is. It
Oh.
might hold on. I think it's the 25th.
I thought it was 28th. Well, anyway, double check courses, please. Before we get out BS. But I have some BS, a couple BS things. They are filming right now Jones 5, and they have a new update that Harrison Ford has hurt himself once more.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford, write me in
Hurt
your
his
will.
shoulder.
Yeah, me too. So what happened, Matt?
He hurt his shoulder in a fight scene.
Yeah,
So
he
he was performing a fight scene, and he ended up hurting his shoulder in the middle of the fight scene, and now they're waiting for him to come back, and they're just filming other bullshit scenes that they don't need him for.
I heard it's like they didn't even get to shoot it. It was just during a rehearsal. So
Damn.
he was rehearsing the fight scene, and then so they didn't even get it on film, him hurting himself. So basically, he hurt himself for no reason. And this happened on the set of The Force Awakens, where he hurt his leg. I don't know what exactly happened. Something fell on him, or I don't know. What was it? Do you remember? I just know he really.
I remember he hurt his leg.
Yeah,
he hurt his ego.
Yeah.
Apparently not. He's still Indiana Jones at 88
now.
years old. Apparently not. I don't know. I mean, I'd rather have that. I'm happier that he's still Indiana Jones than Chris Pratt at this point. There's only one Indy to me at least.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point they should have hung up the hat. They should have I think we mentioned this a couple episodes ago that he should have hung it up 2 movies ago. At
Kingdom
the
up with the aliens. They should have stopped at the fucking aliens.
They should have stopped before the aliens. They should have stopped before they even made that movie.
We do not need the aliens.
No, not at all. I could see that actually working though. If they did more Roswell Indiana Jones. If Indiana Jones was in fucking Roswell and then he ended up stumbling upon the alien
or something.
Yeah, the Roswell crash in the 50s, where the flying saucer crashed and he was part of the cover up or something. He was a part of that. That would have been a little more interesting than Mayan, Aztec, aliens. I don't.
True. Well, the thing is, I just want to know what time period this is going to be in, because now he's in his 80s.
Yeah.
What are they going to do now? Fast forward.
He's in. Yeah, so they're going to have to be, because the last one took place. When did the last movie come out? 2008. Now it's.
I think so. Yeah.
It was at least around the second.
So it's going to take place. So that took place in the 50s. So it's going to be the late 60s or 70s. Which, like, I don't
Almost
really
70s
know if I
vintage.
like Indiana Jones in the 70s. I don't know.
Dippy shit.
I don't think
happen.
I don't really like that time period. I mean, I guess you could make it work, but I just Indiana Jones is a classic archaeologist from like, you know, the World War II era, like before. That's like
Yeah.
the golden age of discovery anyway. You know, with like artifacts and like new lands or whatever. So it's I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's gonna be so late, like in the decades. You know, I don't really like that. But I don't know. So Matt, there was another thing, right? Wasn't there another piece of news you had?
Yeah, the other thing was that in the new photos of like the behind the scenes of what's point, they're showing off the new Supergirl
right.
costume.
No.
No,
I have seen those. Matt,
Is
I'll
Supergirl hot?
pull it up for her.
she's she's cute. She's
Is she
nice
hotter
looking,
than Maya
yes.
Rudolph?
No,
Yeah.
She's nothing to me. Maya Rudolph is the
Okay.
pinnacle of beauty.
No.
Yeah, probably. I mean, probably not. No, I mean, what is she? Is she Spanish or something?
I believe she's
I think
Spanish.
some
Yeah.
kind of
She has-
Spanish. Maybe Kurdish.
What?
Maybe some kind of Italian.
Yeah, something like that. Something where there's olive complexion in the skin.
The thing is, I'm not against her playing the Supergirl.
No, I'm not either.
The suit is my problem. The suit doesn't look good. The suit just doesn't look okay.
I mean, to
And
be
I don't
fair,
know how they butchered it.
yeah, I mean, to be fair with the suit, I mean, what we saw were like production photos. So it's not
Yeah.
going to be what you're going to see on camera. On camera, they're going to like add like all these effects. They're probably going to add a cape, like a CGI cape. You know,
That's
it's
what you
gonna
see.
be
The
all,
squares
it's all
on
about the
back where it's
lighting.
gonna be.
You know, let's see. I'm going to try to pull it up for Jerry. You guys see my screen? All right, here we go.
There we
We're
go.
gonna see us. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is a new suit. I know this is not
What
really
the fuck is
best
that?
looking. Yeah, I mean, there's like a more full body kind of image of it, but you know, the S is like, I don't even know what's going on here. It's like kind of like kissing itself, and then it like cuts off like the rest of the yellow of the S.
It's like they tried to steal Spider-Man's suit, but
That's what I was
said,
thinking.
Yeah,
Here.
it does look like Spider-Man. I didn't even think of that. Oh,
this looks
now I
god
hate it.
awful.
Yeah, now I don't like it. Like
If you
it's supposed to look like this
zoomed
one.
out photo,
I think it's supposed to look like this, which
Really?
is like I think from what I heard, this version of Supergirl is like Lois Lane's and Superman's daughter. So I don't know if that's going to be a part of the Flash. If it's going to be a part of Flashpoint, I don't know. I'm kind of nervous. I think the actress is fine. I think she's a good looking girl. I think you know, I haven't seen anything that she was in. I gotta like stop showing us again. So I haven't seen anything that she was in, so I can't like merit her on that. But like,
yeah.
from like just the suit in general, I don't really like it either. It's like it's fine. It's like not the worst thing I've seen, but it's not. I mean, like I said, to be fair, it's a production photo, so it's all depending on how they light it and how they shoot it.
You know,
whatever
the suit reminds me of Captain Marvel's suit. Now that I saw another photo, it's looking like they're just trying to rip off of other super suits.
Yeah.
Well, how far can you really go with a super suit? Really,
Drop
like I don't think you can go that far.
2 drops of LSD, and your mind is
I don't
on
know.
a trip.
Why does everything go to that with you? Why? Let's go there.
Oh wait, I forgot. I had another story from my youth and when I still went to cons.
Okay, we'll take one Jerry story, then we have to cut right into our for our short. Okay.
Well, I had 2 other things I wanted to share.
I got 2 other things.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Josh. This is
Okay.
gonna be an interesting story.
all right. So, yeah,
geez.
we gotta like. That's where we gotta pointed off. That's a good clickbait.
Sure
So the only thing
is.
I want to share is that also there's another picture with Michael Keaton on set with for the Flashpoint movie. I don't know why I'm out of focus, but I guess there's Michael Keaton. So he's on the set. Also, he's like dressed up like as Bruce Wayne. He has a suit on. I wish I could pull up a photo, but I'm kind of nervous about this Flash movie just because it sounds like no, he has like a regular business suit, like he's dressed up as he's dressed up as like Bruce Wayne. But I'm kind of nervous about this just because I don't know. It seems like they're almost putting too much into this film. Like with Michael Keaton, I almost wish they just focus on Michael Keaton and not add Supergirl. The Supergirl aspect kind of gives me nervous, especially how Superman is nowhere to be found in the DC universe. Like they just basically retcon Superman. That was the other thing. Perfect segue. I don't know if you guys saw the new Suicide
There's
Squad.
more news about the new Superman?
No, stop. The new Suicide Squad trailer. Have you seen that?
I have not watched
the new ones.
So it was it was on YouTube. It was like an ad. I was like, oh shit, I'm trying to watch this video. Oh, it's an ad for Suicide Squad. Oh, cool. Okay, I'll watch it. And then I watched fucking 5 seconds of it, and I turned it off because I got pissed off because I got to a point. Or Idris Elba's, what's his character? I don't even know. He's like Deadshot, but not Deadshot. He's Shoot Man, and Shoot Man. he they say with Amanda Waller's character, like how she explains all the backstories of all the bad guys in the previous movie. So they're doing the same thing with the trailer, and she's like, "Oh, that's Shoot Man, and he shot Superman with a kryptonite bullet, and he put him in the ICU. That's why he's bad guy." And I'm like, "What the fuck? They don't even show that. They put that in the trailer. That's how they start the movie. They don't even show it. I'm like, fuck this." I got really mad. I got really pissed.
I heard news about that. I actually heard news. I saw a meme of it, and I saw and there's a little meme of real life character in his costume, then the cartoon him with Superman in a freaking hospital bed and shit, and him just yeah, I did it. What the fuck?
Yeah, I wish they would at least show that instead of just say it. That's such that you would feel like that's such a important piece, that they should show that. Such a big iconic thing that would happen in this universe. But it's just oh, it's a throwaway line. And then it made me sad. I was actually looking forward to this movie. I'm sure it'll still be good. James Gunn is good, but that really disappointed me. I don't like how they keep shooting.
No, Josh is never gonna see it.
I turned off the trailer. I couldn't even watch it. I couldn't even finish it. I was like, "Fuck this! I'm done."
It's gonna be just like the Happy Time Murder.
I'm like, no.
Oh god.
Yeah.
We made to suggest the movie for you to watch it.
Yeah. So Jerry, the audience out there is wondering where their food is because you're making them hungry with your burger.
DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats, Grubhub.
Yeah, so you should tell them your order so they can eat with you. That should be a segment of the show. You eat the same food,
cash at me $3.50.
All right, so that's all I had to say. So Jerry, take it away. Well, this is the new segment of the show. Jerry's Comic-Con stories. So take it away, Jerry.
I would like to apologize in advance to the audience because and of course to my co-hosts because y'all are gonna see me in a brand new light.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, let's see.
I need more beer.
This wasn't really from a con, but this is the first time I was at it, my first ever rave. I was 15 years old. I just got dropped off. It was 9 o'clock. I'm waiting for my boys. and some other girlfriends to show up. I'm like, okay, so I'm just posted up waiting, and so everybody gets there, and so we just start pre-gaming on cheap vodka and Black and Milds. Like we're outside around back. We have like this huge fucking gallon bottle of vodka, and we are all we're gone.
And you're 15?
I'm 15.
It's awesome. We're
And
not
so, you know,
condoning underage drinking, by the way.
If you drink and you're underage,
No, we
we're gonna report you to the fucking police.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Even though this guy did it.
we all fucking did it, whatever.
So, you know, we meet up with a few of the DJs that have a couple of sets. I got a couple of pictures with them, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. They, super cool people. And so, you know, at this point now, that was at like 9. This is like 12. So, you know, all the regular people, they've left. So everybody else that's tripping on acid, ecstasy, shrooms, fucking sleep aids, you know, they're out there, and we're all just having a good old time. So we do that from like 12 into 2. And so it's like, okay, I've had my fill. So I'm laying down and I'm just going to sleep. And so I feel like this shadow standing over me, and I'm like, hold on, what the hell is going on? So I open my eyes, and so it's this woman like dancing on top of my face, like crotch this close. And I'm like, this has to be a dream, or I really just died and went to heaven somewhere.
Was she good looking? Was it like awesome, or was it like what kind of kind of awesome was it?
For the sake of my safety, I cannot answer that question. I will answer that off air.
All right, I think I got the answer. I mean, at 15, you know, how can you blame a man? You know, like all
15
your
years old,
all your hormones are going off at that point. You just want to hit anything, you know. T-Pillow says Pixar didn't happen.
I do still have the pictures somewhere, I think.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll share them right.
I don't know.
We have them right here. Yeah.
Maybe. But it was at this, like after everything said and done, it's 3 a.m. I smell like sweat, Black and Mild, cheap vodka, and shame. And I get my dad to pick me up. I'm like, hey, Dad, it's 3 a.m. Could you come pick me up?
Oh, my God.
He's yelling at me on the phone. He's like, why the fuck are you calling me at 3 a.m. to pick you up from someplace?
Your dad sounds awesome. Did he cut you? Well, he obviously scooped you up. He came in.
Yeah, he scooped me up, and still to this day, well, obviously it's not a secret anymore. But that was like the best kept secret I've ever had. Well, it's not a secret. I've only told it to a few people that need to know.
Now you just told
now
you.
Now everyone knows. The world knows.
This could all just be a fictitious story. Who knows?
I believe it.
We got comments here or whatever on the screen here telling us this happened.
Oh my gosh! Well, that was another beautiful segment of Jerry's con stories. I guess rave stories for this segment.
I got one more story, and then I'm gonna have to cancel this for my safety.
Well, that's next episode.
That's next episode.
He said rave. I heard rave in the beginning. It's going bad.
Oh,
nothing good happens at raves.
I mean, yeah.
Crispy, I'll tell you the full story when we get on PlayStation, because you're gonna be like, Jerry, who the hell are you?
Oh man, I want to.
Why are you thinking that?
I want to hear the whole thing. Was that the PC version? Also the PG version.
That's the PG version.
I put with the shortened edition. I'm gonna get the extended edition right now. That 3-hour long movie.
Oh my
God.
gosh. All right, Matt.
Oh, Project X almost basically.
That's what it sounds like. I mean, Matt and I have a few stories. We go back.
Yeah.
We'll save them. I don't know. I don't think they're really going to compete with Jerry's. I don't know. We'll see.
No, not right now. Nope. Okay, so BSBS is done. Jerry's rave stories are now finished. We're going to our short. The Netflix series Love, Death, Robots. The episode is called Sonnie's Edge. Josh has that face like so do you have your face? I'm gonna fix you.
Okay. I just watched this. Okay, so Sonnie's Robots is about a girl named Sonnie, and she has her gang of cronies, and I guess they fight with organic animals, and they have some psychokinetic telepathic connection to them, so they can fight in the ring. And this old guy wants her to rig the fight, so she loses with her snake venom tentacle monster against bald painted man's Hulk rhino thing. And so she declines, and she fights the Hulk rhino thing with her toothless monster. And at the end, I don't, no spoilers, but Toothless.
This thing's been out for a year.
Toothless as succeeds, and I don't want to reveal the complete end, but that's what I got from it. I don't know the monster's name. I don't know anything about this show. This is the first episode I've seen. I don't know what I didn't know if it was like connected to any of the other episodes. I thought the animation was cool. It reminded me of video game. It was like, oh, this is a video game. I could play this. But, you know battle. What remind me of, especially the arena scene when the two monsters are fighting. What the hell? Bounty Hunter. You know the game Bounty Hunter, Star Wars game from like PlayStation 2 era.
Oh yeah.
Like the very first level where Jango Fett is like trying to find Miko. That's the bounty he's looking for. And he stumbles into this arena, and it's like two giant bug beetles. They're like battling each other in the arena. It like took me way back to like 2003 or whatever the hell that game came out. I was like, oh yeah, this is freaking Bounty Hunter. But I'm sure that there's like a predecessor to that with what's that movie? John Carter. I think that there's like some images from John Carter.
I haven't seen that movie in like
yeah. I haven't seen that movie at all, but I know that book is like one of the inspirations for George Lucas. So I think some of that arena stuff is from that. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. So that's my synopsis. I don't know how accurate I am. I don't know the Pikachu, the Pokemon's names.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's okay.
Is this like, okay, I got to ask you. Is this like a linear thing, or is it like it seemed like there's different animation for each like episode?
Okay, so
is this like they're condensed?
Love Death Robots, their own different episodes. So they basically they just make contract with like a couple here and there studios to make a storyline that fits with the lineup of kind of stories that they have going on, and they just like go for it. So like the first episode, it's like that shows up on my listing. Is these three robots. They end up going to Earth for a vacation. Like, welcome to the apocalyptic world of Earth, where humans used to roam. Look at all this, and there's like, it's just like them just looking at like nothing, just roaming around, just being idiots, just pretending that they know what happened on Earth at this moment. It's just like that's how it goes. And then like there's another one when there's like a guy living in a freaking. He lives in like a trash yard, and he has a monster as a pet. I think that's what's in season 2.
So does this take
And
place
another
in
one's like
the same universe or the same world, or are they like different?
no,
like
different
things,
universe.
like
it could be different.
Black Mirror kind
It
of
could
thing.
be different universes. It could be different universes, or it could be different, like the same universe but different planets. Because some of them have like a lot of them are in space, and there's like I think one of them is I just recently just watched the one that's that takes place with the was it shit. It's like in China starting to build up like railroads and everything, starting to modernize their culture, and it takes place like in like it has to be like the 1900s.
Oh, it's
So,
in
like,
the
that's
past.
a different setup.
Oh shit! So
it's in
like
the past, but like it's
Okay.
kind of futuristic because it has like a steampunky feel to it because they're modifying people with robot technology at the same time.
I see. Okay.
So it's like it's weird. So it's like a flip flop, but like the culture is like everyone's dressed up like they're in the 1900s, but their technology is kind of like futuristic in a way.
So
But it doesn't take it too far in the future.
It's like humanity if they like improved like the steam engine, like upgraded that instead of went to like natural like gasolines or fossil fuels.
It's weird. It's like
like a what if
this whole
scenario.
show, like this, this whole series is whatever whatever stories.
That's cool.
Okay, Jerry.
Jerry, what do you know about this?
Jerry, what did you expect? Like, what was your reaction?
Cyberpunk. I was watching Cyberpunk 2077 because when I saw them anime titties, I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm at the gym. You better put them biscuits up, ma'am.
You were watching that at the gym?
Lie.
I was at the gym. I'm like, okay, this will just be a.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that's what I was
like. I'm on the. I'm on the bike and I'm just watching it. And I'm like, okay, I'm watching the monsters fight. I'm like, oh fuck, this is okay. I'm with this.
Yeah.
And so then I
cool.
see the assistant and Sonnie start talking next to the fucking salamander
The chamber.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what are they doing? Because the assistant's acting all shy and bashful. She's like, no, I thought about leaving, but I couldn't leave. And she's all like, well, there's always more to people than what meets the eye. And then she pulls a dress on. I'm like, hold on, ma'am. You pulled that dress up, not on my Christian server, you don't. And then like I guess she adjusts her underwear and stuff so she could be like, get it on. And I'm like, ho. I'm at the gym. There are other people present. I do not want to get banned. And then you just see her come through like Wolverine. I'm like, hold the fuck on. This bitch is a cyborg, android, robot person.
I would think she's like a mutant like breed between like monster like thing going on.
Oh, like no, I thought that wasn't her. Like she was like communicating to them, like in the intercom.
She got the Sonnie you're talking about.
Yeah.
At that point, I thought you were talking about.
Oh, don't get me started on Sonnie. Sonnie is a bad bitch. She did not play no games. I'm not gonna say what the truth of the matter is, but when you figure it out, it's like, holy shit. How? Why? Why would you do this? Like, I get it. It's to save a life, but good God. They might as well just call this one Frankenstein. No, they should have called it Face Off. Like with John Travolta and Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I still never seen that movie. I have to watch that.
Same.
I only know the name of
hear
that
their
from
names
Family
together.
Guy.
I know it's a fucking crazy ass movie, but yeah.
I just hear their names together and it's like, I don't know.
So this is its own segment, obviously, like Matt was saying. Each episode is its own condensed story. So I want to know, what was your introduction? I know, Matt, you said your introduction with the hobo guy in the garbage can or whatever. Jerry, what was your introduction to the show? Was it this episode? Was this your first episode?
like I've seen trailers for it here and there, but I'm like, I'll get around to it eventually. And you know, Matt picked it, so I'm like, well, fuck. Now I gotta fucking watch it.
I gotta ask you, what exercise were you doing while you're watching this? Like,
I was on the
next to you?
fucking bike, and there's like a dude, and there's a woman next to me, and I'm like, please don't look over. Please don't look over. I'm trying to like block my screen as close as I can.
Yeah, it basically turns into softcore right there at that point. You're like,
It was like I was watching HBO at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
No, that one's a mind fucked as well.
I really like the animation.
That one's a mind fuck.
The animation was pretty cool.
No, the animation is really nice.
Very clean. It's a lot better
Yeah.
than what I thought it would be for like 3D CGI. It was
almost
like pseudo real.
It almost
So
looked like
what?
motion captured or something. I don't know if that's what they did with the mocap, because like I like when I think of mocap in movies, and I think of freaking stupid Polar Express, and they look like plastic dolls in that movie. So they look a lot better than Polar Express, and I appreciated that. They looked like they're actually emoting.
The thing, the one thing about this series, they actually do a lot of decent. I was actually shocked that like I had a feeling like it would be more like a little more like glitchier or more like more not fluent or like good movements of the characters. I'd be more like a stiffer like movements, but like it just flowed really well, and like it felt like I was just like watching like Jerry said, it was like a movie, like a cutscene from a video game. It just felt like that.
That's what it looked like, yeah.
And like it kind of gave me like that vibe, like shit's about to go down. They're kind of like it's just like a build up trailer, like a really good video game that's gonna be crap later. You ever seen those ones?
Yeah, we played one.
They don't show any. They show no game footage. It's all like the movie like base of the game, like the storyline. It did.
It's kind of like
it definitely looked like the best cutscenes of a video game, but it was like just the cutscenes and it was the linear story, which
that's it.
You know, which looked great. It looked cool. I liked what they did with it. When they were showing, the end was pretty crazy when so the blonde girl who had her, you know, she had her hoo-has out. She had Wolverine claws or something, and she kills Sonnie's cyborg doppelganger, and you think it's an actual Sonnie. And then, what's the old guy's name? The guy who wanted to rig the fight. Who is that? What's his name?
Daddy Warbucks.
Daddy Warbucks comes
Let's just
in.
go with that. I can't remember his name ever.
I was just gonna keep rolling with it.
He's such
I don't know his name either.
To me, he's such a little character, so I don't really remember
Warbucks
his name.
Comes in, he's like, "Oh, you know," he's like basically giving her the whole spiel, like, "Oh, he outsmarted her," and she's like, "Oh no, bitch, I outsmarted you because that's not me. That's some organic robot cyborg thing, and that's not me." And then she comes out and murders both of them. I guess her tentacle monster was in there. I don't really know what killed them. I'm assuming it was.
No, they were flirting in front of the.
Oh,
they were always in front of the tank the whole time.
What's the monster's name?
Well,
I just keep calling it Toothless because I don't know its name. Well, I guess that's it. It's Toothless.
I'm trying. It's gonna be Toothless right now.
Toothless.
Because I can't like the thing is I just loved everything that flowed the story. I just know Sonnie, that's it. And like all the other other names of the other people, I really just phased that because like they're not really that important to me. But Sonnie, the creature should be important to me because I should know the name of the creature because the creature is actually really important to the story. But what did you guys like about the designs of the creatures?
Yeah,
it
they were in the fighting arenas.
Real.
Yeah.
Like all the detail, the texture, like even the color palette, it's like it felt like I could just reach through my screen and touch it.
Yeah, I liked how like they didn't really shy away with like ripping the limbs. You know, like they actually they showed it all together.
No, Netflix doesn't really. That's the one thing I've been learning about Netflix. They don't really care what's really happening. Is like if if it's gonna be really good, like just fucking do it. We'll put the age restriction on and give it like, oh, here's blood, gore, violence, all shit into it, and people are gonna know. Let's just make it.
Yeah,
I don't care what's gonna happen.
I was thinking that too, because like, say this was live action, they're showing like the decapitating, like ripping their heads off and shit. If this was live action, this would like be
the
rated,
FCC would have a fit.
Exactly, but like once it becomes CGI, they're like, oh well, it's not real. Even though when it's live action, it's not real, you know. So what's the difference, you know? Just because it's behind like a computer screen at that point, like someone made it through artificially instead of like, I don't know, like what's really the difference? You know what I mean? Like why is the FCC freaking pussies, you know?
Yeah, that's basically it. Difference. They're killing. If you're doing a CGI monster and you're killing a CGI monster, it's the same thing. It's just you're not really
like violence in video games. I feel like you can get away with more with violence in video games than movies. You know, like you could show that kind of stuff, like you know, people getting chainsawed through like their sternum, like any fatality in Mortal Kombat in the video game was made way more graphic than anything in that movie. You know, like. And what's the difference?
Well, they do. There is no difference. It should not be really difference. Why is there? Because like, there's a lot of crap that happens in video games. Like half the times, like me and Jerry used to play Gears of War. We used to blow each other up, fucking chainsaw massacre people. You literally can run up to a guy with a shotgun and splatter them into a wall. That was literally it. You just use half a body laying on the ground. You can literally carry a guy around and just have him get lit up.
You could charge a dude with a knife and just impale him.
Yep. Then if you play the new Doom games, they're just carnage. You have the chainsaw ripping through people, the shotgun. You have like execution moves that pop freaking heads or like just like blow shit up everywhere. It's like nothing. Like, a lot of fucking games out there that like just take it to the next level.
Yeah, they really do.
No one's really care. No one really beats an eye because they get thing that no one's gonna really win it, other than Halo.
We don't talk about Halo, Matt.
I know, but I had to mention it. The horse is a soft spot.
Yeah, I don't really know how to rate this. Like it's good, but like since it's like its own isolated thing, it's hard for me to really rate it. You know, I would probably give it like a 7. I don't know. Just I don't know where to put it, but I would say just a 7 at this point. I don't know how you guys feel.
Thing is, I rate it as an 8 because it wants me wanting more because they stated in the show that like Sonnie's goal is to take down the men that did harm to her.
That's what I wish. I wish there was like more.
I want to see more where it goes.
Yeah, that's why I can't rate it so high because it's not really a continuation like you're saying. Like that's why I was really interested that I was like, why is Matt showing us like the 4th episode of the 2nd season? I'm like, well, why are we going so like far in the episodes? But I guess like you said, they're all their own contained stories, and like once you said that, I'm like, oh well, there's not more to continue her story,
like,
you know. So
the thing is, like the show never like really like it doesn't have like a rule stating that you can't have a continuation somewhere. So if like somebody says, "Oh, we really like this storyline," I think they would bring it back and have a continuation somewhere to it. Because it'd be really neat to actually.
Yeah, have they continued any of the other?
Sonnie.
Have they continued any of the other?
No, they just keep.
They do their own things, right?
Right now, they just keep. Well, a lot of them just close.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't continue onwards.
Has any of them do?
And that's it. What?
Has any of them like continued?
Like no, because a lot of them just have the ending.
Yeah,
none of them really had like.
That's what I feel. I feel like they're not going to if they have so many episodes. Like everyone's gonna go like, oh, they should continue this one and this one. It's like, it's like too much.
We got a lot of people yelling and screaming about it.
Yep.
We could get maybe another episode or a series. That'd be pretty dope.
So what? So is this your favorite episode of the series that you've seen? Like, how much have you seen of this, Matt?
I've seen both seasons.
Oh, so you've seen all.
Oh,
of it.
really?
I would say both seasons. Yeah, both seasons hit differently because like the first season hits harder because like as like what happens, and then the second season just came out like we gave them all they wanted in season 1. Let's just give them more shit. We'll dial it down a little bit so like people feel more comfortable watching with it because there was a couple here that sex scenes that no one really needed or was throwing out a lot. So they cut down a lot on that. Some violence did cut down, but like there's still the same amount of violence. I'll say Zima Blue or something like that. I'm trying to remember. The most popular episode on that show was. I'm trying to remember. I think it was something blue.
Blue Chew,
Blue Harvest,
our brand new sponsor.
No,
Blue Bunny.
Blue Chew. You're brand new. You're probably accepting the Blue Chew, huh?
Hey, Blue Chew, if you
Has it
pay
done
me
you
money,
wonders?
I will paint you a mural and advertise you like Jesus Christ.
I will chew
Oh, God.
I will chew the gum on the show. That's.
Well, please don't stand up. Please don't stand up.
Let's hold on there, Josh.
That's what I would do.
Okay.
I'll tell you if it works.
I think Nicholas can tell us if
Oh,
it
no.
works. Okay. Zima Blue. I believe I'm pronouncing it right. Zima.
Xenon?
That's the episode. Zima Blue is supposedly the best episode that everyone likes.
Have you seen
That's
that?
on my. I've seen it. It's really good, but it's not my favorite. It's a really good episode.
So
but it's just
this
like,
one's your favorite.
I like more the action-packed one. Yeah, this is at least my favorite.
Okay.
There's a couple more. I think there's the one that I was stating beforehand. The one about and there's like in China and like it's all like, and the like it's like more evolving setup. Like it's in 1900s and everything. That one's probably pretty much a one because first animated. It's not 3D animated, and it's like it has like a. Actually, the story is like kind of like it's not. It's like a weird. It's kind of depressing, but it's like good. But it's like a good depressing. It's a good show, but it has a good outcome to it. It's really weird. You have to watch it.
All right. Well, it made me interested in watching the rest of the series since their
Yeah.
own contained stories. So I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. It kind of makes me nervous when I'm watching a series and it's like has like 5-10 seasons or whatever, and I'm like, oh man, it's like it's a continuation of the story. I got to see from the beginning to understand this episode or whatever. But when they're self-contained, I don't feel like that obligation anymore. I'm like, oh, I could just watch this.
Okay, if you're gonna watch more of it, where beyond the whatever I'm not gonna pronounce this word Rift
Beyond the
because
what?
that's the one it gets to the HBO and that's when it becomes the HBO 1 a.m. special.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna watch
So
that.
if you
next.
want to
That's
see
gonna
that,
be the one I'm gonna watch.
don't watch it.
While,
You don't
while
wanna
I'm
watch it.
chewing
Jared,
on
if
my
you're gonna watch
blue
that
chew.
one, don't watch.
I'll
Don't
watch
watch
it
it
while
at the gym.
I'll watch it while I'm chewing on my blue chew.
God.
I think we went far enough with this segment, just on Blue Chew jokes.
Right. All right. Well, why do you
But-
guys rate it? You guys rate it. You rate, Matt.
I said 8.
After
Jerry, what are you?
Me.
I agree with what Josh said, and I agree with you. So I give it like a 7.5. Like it's a
Yeah.
phenomenal episode. Like knowing nothing about it and just how it started got to the climax and ended, I would call it a good 8, but I'm saying a 7.5 because if they gave me 2 seasons of Sonnie and like her story, I'd be way more interested in that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's badass. It's so badass.
When they ripped off the arm and the blade flipped out of the freaking rock creature, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
is this
I was like,
shit?
Jesus Christ.
It looked like it was almost organic, like it was like part of its body, like it was bone. It wasn't like metal. It was like it looked kind of weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's the creature is like, I would say this creature is like almost like a berserker from Gears of War. At the same time that Sonny's creature is fighting in this episode, then he just in his arm and you rip it off, defense mechanism, bop, knife, gun. It's basically how this thing likes to do it. It's kind of fucked up. But all right, let's move into the main segment. So we're going to be talking about Pacific Rim. And who am I pick?
Well, you already picked me because I already did it.
So I know I picked you. So
you have to pick
he's
yourself.
just pointing at me. So I'll just go with me.
Right.
So Pacific Rim is a movie from 2013. It's about basically a 20-year war with kaijus entering our human world through a rift in the Pacific Ocean, and they constantly come out one at a time. The humans in this movie will calculate every time a monster will come out and prep it and figure out how to do it. Finds out the kaijus are really just like too strong for any standardized weapons, so they had to build giant robots and fight on these giant robots called Jaegers, and they have all different kind of models, and like every model is different every different country because each country had to make their own models. And as it proceeds onwards to the story, it gets to the main part when the main character of the storyline, him and his brother are basically fighting as the Jaeger pilots, and the main story's the main story character loses his brother, and he has to pilot the Jaeger back to shore by himself after fighting a giant kaiju, and somewhat winning but losing at the same time. And to defeat the guy, end up leaving the whole wars lifestyle and going to become a welder and building kaiju defense walls. Due to the war, he's been out of the circuit for 5 years. He ended up becoming being seeked out the remaining generals of the Jaeger program, and due to that no one else can run a Mach 3 Jaeger, he was recruited back in with no saying yes or no. He was just forced into it, basically. So he ends up getting transferred to Japan to fight in the last grouping with a Jaeger from Hong Kong, Jaeger from Russia, and Australian Jaeger that's there. I called this a blue striker. I like to say the other two names, but I can't remember them. The main Jaeger that you're going to see that's going to be operated by the main character is going to be Gypsy Danger. Probably the most badass, well, I would say badass, but at the same not prepared Jaeger out of the most. But their plan is basically to shut down the rifts by nuking the rift with a giant black market nuclear warhead. And they basically get to the bottom of the rift to fight bottom of the Pacific Ocean to destroy the rift, and they end up having to self-destruct the nuke beforehand, and Gypsy Danger ends up being the nuclear warhead because the 3 Jaeger is a nuclear power cell, basically. So it has to happen and self-destruct. So that's the best I can really do. How did you guys like this movie?
Go with Jerry. I'm curious with Jerry.
Oh, God. You guys hate this one, too?
I thought this was really good. I like this a whole lot.
Josh looks like he hates it.
I didn't hate it. I did not hate it. I did not hate it. I'll tell you that. I did not hate it.
It just feels like you hate it.
I did not hate it.
But okay.
Because when I was watching
This the face like go with Jerry.
when I was watching this, it reminded me of watching Power Rangers as a kid when they're just in the Megazords beating up the monsters.
Yeah, that's crazy. I said that last night when I was watching. Oh, not last night. I was watching it with Tony the other night, and that's exactly what I said. I was like, "Oh, this is like the Power Rangers Megazord." Yeah.
It was like they took everything good about that and said, let's kick it up a notch and add a couple of explosions and people actually dying. It was This was miles better than Kiss meets Ride the Fucking Lightning.
Yeah. I mean, if it was actual Kiss meeting Metallica and then they're fighting or something, then that would have been an awesome movie. I'm totally for it.
I really liked the story it told of like how you said it's I forget, I'm gonna call him Beck because the dude looked like a Beck. The main character, he like him and his brother, they felt they were the best two pilot Jaeger team because you had to have two pilots, otherwise one person would die from like neural overload, I think they said. And it's like, they're in sync doing everything. They're like, bop, bop. And then they're just, it's like you're watching pro wrestling with robots and monsters. Because at one point they put one of them in a full Nelson.
Well, the director wanted to make this movie like the old like Godzilla movies, so like everything more like the old Godzilla and other kaiju movies, so like that it's in a man in a costume. So they kind of wanted to have that feeling. So like they just went with like, I think they came up with like a person model when they did CGI. Then they gave it like a monster like exoskeleton on the outside. So to give it the feel of the person's like the person's moving in like customized thing. It's weird. I watched like some behind the scenes how they were doing it back a couple years back.
I even thought it was interesting at how they brought up like the history of. They're like, this isn't the first time they've tried this. We're not the first people they've done this to. No. We're literally just another plate of food for them to eat and throw in the trash when they're done.
The thing. So right here, what Jerry's talking about is like Charlie Day's character. Like he ended up drifting. The thing is, when they sync minds to run these robots, it's called drifting. And Charlie Day decided to drift with a kaiju brain that's still active, and he ended up seeing basically everything to the past and present of all the kaijus, and figuring out all the kaijus that are coming out, all clones that are set up to just come out one by one. Two at a time, depending on how these aliens felt like they had to come out at us. So like he just saw like everything that's like since day one of their plans. He say like it was like they were playing. They came around like the show live, and like the air was all fucked up. So they said, "Fuck this, we're out."
Their first that's like the first eradication of whatever existed on planet Earth was the dinosaurs. So basically. The kaiju are the reason for the extinction of dinosaurs, which is interesting.
And it's just like you see a lot of emotion and trauma because it's like the main character lost his brother, and then there's a girl who lost her whole family that's adopted by Idris Elba, and you see her really like struggle to like relive that as a memory, and she almost kills everybody like a dumb whore.
Well, like
I'm watching this and I'm
the thing is like she was.
What the hell is this dumb bitch doing? You're about to wipe off the last of the resistance because you don't know what you're doing.
Well, the thing is like the sad thing is like she does know what she's doing, but she's never been in a legit Jaeger mind drifting together with somebody. So she's been in a simulation, her just sync up with a robot to set up and let her just go rapid in like a fake simulation. That's basically her lifestyle training. Because she trained, and you've noticed in the movie, like she's been training to do this, but basically the father just didn't want her to do it. The adoptive father said, "No, I'm not letting you do it because I don't want you to just die in battle." Like that's like one of his regrets, like having her fight and just die in battle,
And
including like dying. Well, the father is the one that actually saves her and has to pilot one of the original Jaegers, the Mach 1 Jaegers, and that's the most deadliest because those ones didn't have shields, and inside them they had to explain this, and like the radiation would like seep into you and just fuck you up. That's why a lot of Mark 1 Jaegers didn't get recycled inwards because of that failure. And he had to pilot that by himself because the pilot was, I believe he died or was out and just got knocked out. So the pilot and fight the kaiju that was wrecking her hometown at that time. So it was like weird. So he ends up getting, I think he's dying from radiation poisoning. So like he has this random nosebleed every few day, like hour, like time of the day. He has to take a certain like pill or medicine.
he's got to take Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. That's why they don't film him from the waist down.
Help your nose bleed. Because all your blood will be at your penis and not your nose, so you won't bleed at your nose.
Gosh. Or a
But it was, I love this like a lot. I'm really upset I didn't go watch this in theaters.
Oh.
So Jerry, this is your
What's that?
first time seeing
You
it?
from what theaters?
Yeah, this is like my first time ever seeing this.
Oh shit! Okay, so this is my first time too. I never seen it in theaters. Like I heard about it in theaters. Apparently, it didn't make too much money in the box office in the States, but I think it made a lot of money overseas. That's why they made the sequel, which is John Boyega in that.
Sucked.
Is that
I think
the one?
so. Yeah, the black dude from Star Wars.
Yeah. No,
he's
he's
in it.
cool. I like him. I like him as an actor. But
He's a lot better in that than he is in
Good.
say. But the storyline for that movie was shit.
I figured as much.
So like it was a weird flow. They shouldn't have went the way they went. But we can discuss that another time.
no, I
when we
don't
watch it.
I
like it's-
Please don't pick that. I don't want to watch.
But like it's not as good as the first one because the first one, it's just they went in such a weird direction with the second movie.
Yeah.
I
think it took me a year and a half to watch it. Like I had to postpone it.
I even thought it was cool how the white guy from Hellboy was in there.
Ron Perlman.
Perlman.
Yeah, that was cool. That was
Have
cool
you guys?
cameo.
Did you guys watch the end credit scene though?
There was an end
There
credit
wasn't
scene.
any credit scene.
There's an end credit scene. Okay, so in this movie, Ron Perlman dies
Right.
by getting by a baby kaiju.
It's
But
like a
if you
fetus.
stay until the end of the movie, there's like an end credit scene of him ripping the kaiju open with his knife and popping out of the gut.
I did not see that.
alive.
I did not see
man.
that. That sounds very
Yes.
much like him.
Himself out and comes out of the gut of the freaking kaiju baby.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that. That's
But they don't use him in the second one either. So like,
Why?
he's still
well,
just
it's like
out there.
pointless.
Because they just want. I think it's like another. I think it's like in the future. I think another 30 years.
Of course.
So like they aged everybody. So like they don't even have the main character in this one. They got rid of the daughter's in it. She's still in it, but they aged her. That aged her a few years. She looks like she's in her between 40 to 50 range. So like. It's weird, but like it's like there's a lot of characters they could have went like a few years. They wanted to give that like that weird peaceful moment, so they gave it like 20 years, I think. But they should have just gave it another 10 years, so all the characters are still around and kicking.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny thing is, Charlie Day's character does not look like he aged a day.
Is he in it?
In the second movie? So-
He's actually in the second.
He's still in it. He's a main focus point.
Then why did they have? I thought John Boyega was the main focus point.
Well, like I mean, like he's like he's like the main character wise, but like he's like Charlie Day's like actually the reason why everything's happening in the fucking movie, in the second movie.
Oh,
It's all
Because
because
he
of the
had
fucking
sex with a
drifting with the
monster.
kaiju. Basically. They
all
had a
right.
threesome
that
later on
makes
with the
me more
monster too.
interested in seeing the second one.
But it's not like I said. Like the first one still overcomes the second one, definitely.
So,
How movies should be.
man,
But how?
Oh,
was-
go
what?
ahead. Sorry.
I want to know what your reaction is to this movie.
Okay. Well, okay.
So what do you think?
I liked it. I thought it was very okay. I was there's two scenes I really enjoyed, like wholeheartedly.
Okay.
One scene where what's her name, Mako, the girl character, where
The daughter,
the
yes.
daughter, when she's looking into her memory and she's like basically. I think she's in Japan and like her whole city is decimated. It's like completely demolished and there's like
Yes.
debris everywhere and she's the only isolated character there. And then the kaiju is like hunting her down specifically. Like it hears her crying and she's like a little girl. She's like 7 or 8, like, you know, very young. And the emotion from that, I thought the acting was excellent from that little girl. Like usually kid actors are terrible. But she was like spectacular.
She
with
was
her acting.
phenomenal.
Yeah, I thought she was almost the best actor. I mean, she was only in it for so long. She didn't really have any lines, but that's when I was like it kind of like gut wrenching at that point. I was like, oh my, you know, that it really got me interested. I got more interested as it went along, and the guy from Always Sunny, you know, made it interesting. I liked his character and the scientist dude, the German guy or whatever he is. What was the other scene? The fetus scene. When the fetus kaiju comes out and is like hunting down the other characters.
Charlie Day.
Yeah. When he's hunting down Always Sunny guy. That was pretty neat. Like I liked that, and it like felt different, and it was like very gross and grotesque, and like. It was like an unborn baby fetus thing. It was just like fucking nasty, and it eats Ron Perlman at that point. Or does? Yeah, I think Ron Perlman. He dies from the fetus thing, right? Like he gets eaten by that.
He gets eaten. Yeah, eaten by that, and supposedly he choked. Basically, that kills the big kaiju because it's choking by his umbilical cord and. He's just in his gullet and he can't go anywhere.
So yeah, no, I gotta watch that end credit scene. But like, I like the acting. I like the character beats. I don't know. I thought it was very okay. This movie, like, I think being in the theaters, like with the large scale, like, screen would have made it more immense and like more entertaining for me. The beginning scene where it's like. What's his name? The guy from what the fuck? That motorcycle show.
Remember the main character?
Yeah,
I know you.
What's that show called?
His name's actually Charlie. It sounds like Anarchy, but his name's Charlie
Hanneman, something like that. Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, just
Hanneman. Charlie Hunnam. I like Hanneman better, so I'm gonna say that.
Oh, Jesus.
So, Charlie Hunnam, yeah, like his character when he was with his brother, I was like, okay. I was watching his cousin Tony, and I was like, okay, one of them's gonna die. I was kind of calling it out. I was like, okay, one of them's gonna die. I know it's like, and I was calling out. I thought the other one was gonna live because I was like, okay, one of them's gonna die. The least entertaining one's gonna live. So I was like, okay, who's the least entertaining? And I was like, okay, the other brother. But at least I got that wrong, where the more entertaining one survives. So I was like, okay, at least the one I would want to follow is alive, you know. There was another part. Oh, I forget what it was, but like it was just, the end. The end kind of pissed me off.
That was great. I really liked the end.
The end with the fights. The end
is awesome.
Really cool. The fights were awesome. Like how he sacrificed the robot. You know, like he goes down into the portal or whatever under the specific ocean. And I thought like it's basically like a nuclear detonator in the robot, and like I was like, okay, he's gonna sacrifice himself, he's gonna die. I was like, if he doesn't die here, this movie's bullshit. And then right when I said that, he launches off in his fucking little pod, and he goes back to the surface of the ocean, and then him and Mako embrace each other, and then that's the end of the movie. I was like, okay, what the fuck? If he died, I would have enjoyed the movie a lot more. I was like, oh, he sacrificed himself. It was just too predictable. It was too Hollywood ending for me.
Okay, so if they killed him off, it would make the second movie.
I haven't seen that shit.
A lot easier. No, I'm saying no. I'm just saying it would have made the second movie.
See, it would have fixed the second movie
because the way they just fucking delete him.
It would have fixed everything.
It would have fixed
I agree with Josh. I was like banking on him to die. Like, okay, he's gonna.
I do agree.
Self-sacrifice. This is gonna be like they're gonna phone her in. Like he didn't make it. I was thinking like, oh well, maybe his pod got caught in the explosion, and it's like,
yeah, something. At least his pod should have been charred or something.
Well, they did a self-sacrifice right beforehand.
Yeah, his pod should have been charred, or like he should have at least been deformed when he came back, like Two-Face or something. So he's like,
he should have had an extra finger.
Yeah. A kaiju finger. A kaiju claw like coming out of him. So like that's the sequel. He becomes the kaiju.
Kaiju number 8. God.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Some weird
but like
shit.
I did love the design of the animals, the kaijus, how it was filmed. Like it felt like they're very immense and like large, and I did enjoy that. I liked how the cinematography of this film more than the cinematography of the King Kong versus Godzilla movie that just came out. I think they made the monsters a little more immense in this than they did in that movie, and the CGI looks really great for being when this come out, like 2013. Like this could have came out today and it would have looked, it looks completely fine.
Who the director was?
Guillermo del Toro.
The original Hellboy.
Try to say that.
That's who directed
Guillermo.
Guillermo. I can't. I'm not. You know my speech impediment. You know my speech. That's why I like to
Giorno Giovanna. That's who
directed. Guillermo del Toro. He's directing some Pinocchio movie that's coming out soon, which is weird.
Yeah,
I think that'll be
crazy.
Cool. I think it's gonna be good.
But if you see a lot of his movies, he likes to pay attention to details, and it's like
to this
movie and everything. So like, when I watch behind the scenes when they're doing the fight scenes, it was like a lot of people don't care what happens when you like. It was like the storage unit war, like when they're fighting the giant frog kaiju, and like they're in the storage unit area and they're just picking up like shipping units and smashing the kaiju in the head. A lot of people a lot of people wouldn't like show details of what's going on, but yeah, when that smashes into that kaiju's head, we gave you objects. So you see like little like a teddy bear there. You see a little bike going away.
Okay.
You see like a box flying. It's like he added little details like. The part when you punch through when Gypsy Danger punches it through the skyscraper and it goes through all that like that one floor and it ends up tapping that chair. He's like, that makes it,
the
like,
fucking
size and how much
what's
the
that
difference.
thing with the balls and they hit each other?
The
clacker.
What are you talking about? The clack.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought that was kind of dumb. I thought that was really stupid.
I thought that was very oddly placed, but I appreciated it.
He did it for like to give it the size of how these creatures are.
But it was like so delicate.
And
it would have been, I don't know, if like he punched through it or something. I thought that would have been funnier. I don't know.
I thought it would have been cool if he
barely
tapped it a little too hard.
Yeah, and it like it fucking explodes, like it starts tapping and it just explodes or some shit, Yeah, it was like going too fast. Yeah, something clever like that. I don't know. I was like, it was neat. They showed the scale. I get what you're saying, but like, it was like, It was
that's
too
basically
finesse.
how it was going.
Uh-huh.
But what was it gonna say? I was watching the scenes. How much of the inside do you think was real, and how much was
60-40.
Inside of what? The robot?
of the rig inside the robot? The only rig that's in there.
60-40.
Yeah,
40% real, 60%
say
60,
that,
40
yeah.
what? Okay, so that whole rig that they have going on is about like it's 50% real. So they're actually on some like actual moving components. He actually liked to call it this torture machine because so many people, it's like it's such an exercise of equipment that the people did like just had to, they kind of struggled with the movements of it. They kind of had to they actually had to like synchronize themselves with each other to move the machine. It was kind of weird how they had it all set up. That's one thing I actually loved about the way they loaded up Gypsy Danger. Like they just took him. Remember Gilligan Logan?
Yes.
Jerry, you remember watching that anime? It kind of reminds me of that after I watched that anime series of how it load the head onto any like a robot and it would just activate it.
See, I was
That's
going to
like,
say
just
that,
gonna
but I
drop
was
Gypsy
like,
Danger's head.
I don't know if Crispy's watched Gurren Lagann yet, so I'm gonna hold that comment.
No, I watched it. That's how I felt. Like after like watching that series, like did he watch this at least? Because it gives me this feeling. Josh has no idea what that anime is. That's another giant
I don't know
robot
anything
anime.
about anime. See, whenever you guys talk about anime, I'm just like I'm just looking at the screen. I don't know what's going on.
That is an anime. I would say Josh should try to watch that one, but it's more of a goofy. It's kind of goofy but serious.
I think he might like the animation on that one because it's very
the animation's old.
Okay.
Yes.
You have to recommend.
So it still gives you like feeling like a. Okay, like that animation, like it's kind of like an older '90s, early 2000 look. To like early
2001
look to it. Yeah. Is that the year when it came out?
No.
Let's just say yeah.
Let's just go with
it. Okay. If we're wrong, just write in our comments. We'll come back.
T-Pillow 2010, could you fact check us when Gurren Lagann came out?
Help us.
But did you guys how would you guys like the designs of like the robot?
I thought the
Did you guys even
robot
have
designs
a favorite of them?
were really reflective of like the areas they came from. Because Hong Kong's robot was very kung fu based.
Yeah.
It had the four arms. It had the gyroscopics where it could change its legs around to have it could attack from every side. It had the pinwheels, chainsaw hand things, and even like on the chest logo, it had like a dragon. Yeah, a dragon.
I think that symbol of like their house, the house of their
and then even with how the color scheme was, it was very like Hong Kong style. It had the bright red, it had the bright gold, it's white, and I think that was really it. But Russia, short, pure, sweet, and simple. I'm gonna punch you until you go to sleep.
Basically. But the thing is with that Russian like design, like it's so slow and like not. It's more of like a one-hit wonder supposedly than a real fast active thing. Is like it's meant to like kind of kill like what's in front of it like in one hit almost. Then really like in multiple hits. But it's so slow, it doesn't work. They stated that it's kept the kaiju wall like safe for 6 years. So how it did it.
I even thought I really liked Striker's design over Gypsy Danger. Because
I like Striker's design.
Gypsy Danger reminded me too much of America. Like it was,
Fuck
you know, it was so
America.
plain and boring. Like, oh, we're gonna put some stripes. They could have said, you know, we're gonna put hot rod flames, stripes, and 2 women on the legs, and boom, that's our American mech.
Well, I believe that Danger's supposed to be like the American edition,
But like you have
and
stripes,
because
and it's like it's smooth, it's sleek. It looks like it's something like right out of Star Trek. Maybe even
I would say more Gundam.
yeah, I would say
I was
Gundam,
thinking
Stargate
Gundam.
Atlantis, not Stargate Atlantis, Stargate,
Oh, I never seen
Battlestar
You're losing your
Galactica.
Stargate.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then, you know, it had the what the hell would you call that shit? Like the little the split knives on each from the hands.
Oh,
I'm like, see, and all they have is this dumbass chainsaw sword. What the hell you finna do with this?
the chainsaw locked in play, ready to go. It's meant to be unhinged.
Unless
It's like Ash Williams.
And the pulse lay
It's
cannon.
like Ash from Evil Dead or something. The chainsaw hand.
yeah. I'm like, okay, it's very obvious that they got lazy with this particular design, but I didn't dislike it. But Stryker was definitely my favorite.
Mm.
Yeah, the Gypsy Danger is a later model. It's the Mach 3. I believe the Russian Mach 2, then the Gypsy Danger is 3, then the Chinese one is a Mach 4, and then Gypsy and Stryker is a Mach 5. So they have a more agile, more active, like still like new up to date like mech they had. Gypsy Danger, including they got rid of the nuclear reactor in Gypsy and then the later models, so they actually have a better like motion instead of like being like, oh, okay, we need to make sure this thing doesn't blow up on accident.
Oh, we're just walking around with 300 megatons of radiation.
Yeah, and they rebuilt it with the fucking reactor core still.
They
That
said, you know
doesn't make
what's
any
more
sense
American
either.
than one nuclear reactor in the Dangerous Robot? We're gonna put 2 of them in there.
Yes. So, Josh, what do you think about the robots?
Oh man, I should have probably paid more attention to this movie, to be honest.
Oh, God.
I was more like
The one good
I was-
movie I give
I-
you to say, fuck it, well, I'll watch Kiss and watch all
I know
the details
I
on
paid
shit
more.
on that
I
fucking
did.
movie.
I gotta admit,
So
I did
fuck
watch
you.
a lot of, I paid a lot more attention to Kiss in this movie. I was watching with Tony, and he was telling me about his experience, his drug experiences. So I was like, oh, okay, that's neat. So I was like, kind of like listening to that. But,
My experience of this is
Well, anyway,
better.
yeah. I don't want to dwell too much on that, but I was more focused on the creature designs than really the robot designs.
Okay,
The robot designs,
that's the next thing.
to be honest, I didn't really differentiate each one. I just like was more looking into the like who was operating them and like how they moved. You know, I did. I know I was like I was appreciating the cinematography earlier, like how they made the robots. What are they called? What are robots called?
Jaegers.
Yeah, the Jaeger. The
Jaeger, the Snake Jaeger Meister.
yeah, the
every time.
Meisters. How they made the Meisters really big.
I gave him something new. Damn it!
But they did a lot of snap zooms, like digital snap zooms with the cinematography. Like when they're like far away, they would like zoom in on like the action, and I felt like that was very artificial, and I didn't like that. You know, they did that a lot, and I think I was trying to think of like where that started, and because they still do that. They did that in like Man of Steel. They did that, you know, in like superhero movies. And I think Cloverfield was the first one to do that with the snap zooms, with the digital snap zooms, like to make it look like, oh, it's a shaky cam. Someone's recording the big giant monster. And I think they do that in the Godzilla franchise now. I wanted to ask you.
They do
Yeah,
that
so like that shit's annoying. I don't really like that. I'm not really a big fan of it. It's like a very minor nitpick, but it's like it's a detail, it's a cliche that I've been noticing more and more in like recent times. I'm like, get that shit out of here. We don't need that. Unless it's like an actual film crew, like actually filming the thing, fine, that's fine. But like if it's just like the cinematography of a movie and they're doing those snap zooms, it just kind of annoys me. But I wanted to ask you, Matt, I don't know if this is true. This is what I heard. Was this originally supposed to be set in Godzilla like world? Like this was supposed to be like an actual Godzilla film, but they couldn't get the rights to it?
Okay.
Is that right?
So like you're on point with that, yes and no, because like it's not made, like they didn't get the rights from Godzilla.
But they wanted the rights to it, right?
They wanted I don't think they wanted to make it like if they could make it into a Godzilla like timeline. Like if they could like butt into it.
I felt like the monster at the end with the portal. I was like, oh, that should have been Godzilla.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, monster. Where the hell is Godzilla in all this?
Yeah, exactly. The king of the monsters.
The thing was like, that's like how the thing would. That's how the director wanted to go. He wanted to make like it was like those kind of movies going on with the way the monsters were rolling.
I thought that they were trying to get Godzilla in the film, but they couldn't get the rights to it, and I was confused because this is a legendary film. And the new entries of Godzilla are like legendary as well, which is under Warner Brothers. So I was confused about that.
I think Legendary got the rights.
Yeah, because they made that Godzilla film afterwards. So I didn't know if they can get the rights, and they're trying to. That's what I thought the original story was. I could be wrong.
So like, you could like. I'm just gonna say like that direction, but at this moment. They weren't focusing on like trying to merge at the moment. Good, I'm not even trying. The director was trying to make a story.
People, don't worry about that.
And make it like as good as possible.
Don't worry about
that. That's how he was just flowing. He just wanted to get like badass as possible. Make it at least like he's trying to make it at least memorable, so you can keep on going.
I was also wondering, was this like inspired at all by like, was his kids like fans of, like Power Rangers, maybe even
I had a lot of Power Ranger vibes from this.
No, his thing, he liked old monster flicks, so that's what he was mostly inspired. Like I've been saying, like. He's more inspired by like all the older stuff than newer, so he can like maybe he got inspired by maybe here and there Power Ranger thing. It's if he has kids, but like his thing was like when he was like building the robots and he was like designing like the innards of it, so you could inside the heads. So like they made a glass panel looking at it. So he was like, I don't want him in a tank situation, so they feel invincible. I kind of want them to have this glass layer, so when like the monster punches the head, it cracks, and they get more fear. Like there's, they feel like they're in this mobile tank that's indestructible. Like he wanted the actors to feel like actually give like the actors something to like monster's gonna punch you. You better be worried. Is going to all you. That's how this is going. That's how he was going with this whole thing. He wasn't trying to make it. He was trying to make sure like none of the characters felt like they had a safety net.
Yeah, I heard because he definitely did a good job on that.
Yeah, I heard like they were trying to like the animation. They're trying to make them look like they're guys in like big monster suits, like
That's
Godzilla, like you're saying. And I
Mhm.
heard also, I don't know if this is the movie. I could be wrong, but um, I know that there was like a digital animator who was like treat these creatures like they're Harryhausen creatures, like make them emote and stuff. I think it was this movie, but I could be wrong. Just like they're like looking at old Harryhausen movies, but I think it was this one, but I'm not entirely sure.
I want to say it's been a while since I watched behind the scenes, but the way they did everything was like they did like try to follow that design of it, like hey, like the motions wise, but at the same time they mostly focused on like it's in a suit, get it going. That's how it's gonna go. That's the feeling. But with this movie, I felt like the thing was like back to like the design, the story behind this thing. I thought me and my dad thought this was an anime first, and they were just trying to make it a live action movie. But like then I ended up watching behind the scenes and like, no, this is original storyline. And then they made comic and like I think they made a couple manga series like, maybe down the road. But they made all this like additional stuff later on. But then they just made I think recently just Pacific Rim, the like Pacific Rim Black on Netflix.
Yeah.
The animation thing.
Yeah, I think that came out.
It's okay. I'm not a big fan of the animation, but like, what are you gonna do? They're going with these routes to save money and all that crap and keep things flowing as with the new animation crap going.
Spend money.
But like, yeah. The thing is, like the robot in that series reminds me of Gypsy Danger, but it's more useless than Gypsy Danger is because it has to modify. They had to modify it to actually have attachments to it. The Jaeger in that one is more of it's a training Jaeger, so it has no weapons. It has nothing. It's people inside the head unit to show them that there's a danger happening, and then later on they end up using it for editing and crap, and they end up and like I think at the end of the series, it's like 8 episodes long. It should have went a little bit longer to give it a better storyline. But after I think like 5 episodes, they end up getting an actual arm that has like a blade, like a attachment to it. So like it kind of like it's okay. It's not good. I give that thing at least a 4 or like a 4 or 5 rating because of like how crappy the story and shit is for it.
So,
but it was a good try.
What do you rate? What do you rate
like,
this? What do you think of this? Like, what do you rate this movie?
This for being an early like a 2013 movie with like kaiju, like with the graphics wise, how it's decently filmed and like how much effort they actually put into the movie. It's at least it's one of my top movies. I would say like it's at least to me it's like an 8.
This is one of your favorite movies ever.
So what? At least in my like top 20.
Oh my god! Okay.
This is in my top. I like kaiju movies, so it's like it fits in it.
Okay, no, that's fair.
What would you rate it, Josh?
I would probably give this like. I don't want to hurt Matt's feelings.
5.
I would probably give this.
Give me a 4.
I would probably give this like a 6. I'm more leaning towards a 7 because of the design and like the direction of Guillermo del Toro. But the ending just kind of like deflated it a lot for me. Like I just wish he sacrificed himself, and that like really kind of.
Well, they already like the thing is they already did one sacrifice, so like they do a double like.
I don't know. I thought it would have meant a lot
like,
more. I know like the other robot, Idris Elba died, but like. If everyone died, it would have made a lot more sense. I don't know. I right now I'm at a 6. I'm like it's closer to a 7 and a 5, but it's at a 6 right now.
What about you,
I would
Jared?
give this a solid 8 just because it's 2013. So this was like, I'm not going to say cutting edge for when 2013 was making CGI and, live action films together. But I felt it did a very good job with the effects it used. And not only that, but also with how it told the story with limited engagement from the monsters. It reminded me of Jaws. Like, you see the monsters here and there, but a lot of the story came from the people. But
yeah,
I would give it an 8.5, but the snake tentacle turtle monster at the end should have been Godzilla.
That's how I felt. And I
was really, I really wanted Godzilla.
Yeah, it would have felt like it would have end capped it a little bit more, like it was building up to something. And then if like that it was Godzilla and they didn't like promote it in any of the trailers, like people would have been losing their shit. Like, holy shit, Godzilla's in this? Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Then they have to kill Godzilla.
Yeah, but then just make a fucking new reboot.
You can kill Godzilla.
They reboot Godzilla every fucking 5 years. How many new Godzillas are there?
Exactly how you kill Godzilla. You call the IRS and tell them that he has been evading taxes for the last 400 years.
What?
He might be a kaiju, but he's getting royalty checks. They're gonna garnish and levy his bank account.
No. Technically, if you go by was it Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, one of the later movies, he's a dinosaur that's been alive forever. He's a Godzilla Rex or some shit island. So he's over a freaking million years old. If you think about it.
So we got 2 questions right here. We got one from T Pillow. How would you feel about a Pacific Rim game? We'll start with Matt since he's the bigger fan.
An actual a console.
I guess. Yeah, what?
Let's
go with a board game.
How
do you feel about if they made a Pacific Rim board game? Would you like that?
Fuck you. Fuck you. But no, there's I'm thinking they did put out a Pacific a phone app, and that wasn't good. I tried it. It's one of those stupid games and you have to unlock characters and bullshit around with it.
All right. This seems
they only have
a
few
hypothetical
of
game.
it.
They said about a Pacific Rim game, not the mobile game. So your hypothetical game.
No, yeah, but I'm just saying, if it was a console game, it would be
PS4
pretty badass
only.
if they went with it, and if they did if it was more of prequel stuff wise, to give you more backstory, that would be pretty dope.
I could see him doing it like a Left 4 Dead thing. There's a team of the heroes, which is the robots, and then the team of.
I can see that as a mode.
Team of the
mode in the game.
A Pacific Rim game would be too close to Monster Hunter, because that's essentially the same thing, except you're a regular sized person. But see, Crispy, you're following me.
Are you
going
trying
with
to
this,
do
but
Are you training with Yoda?
No.
What are you doing?
It's a fumble. It's a fumble.
Also,
on this
Trey
it's
Thompson,
horrible.
we have done a previous episode about Godzilla versus King Kong. If you go back, you can watch that.
We did. But Jerry wasn't there. So,
did.
Jerry, what are your thoughts?
I still haven't watched Godzilla versus King Kong yet, but I'm pretty sure they did my boy Kong dirty, so it's an automatic 2.
Oh, they
automatic 2.
I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. If I was gonna watch it again, I'd probably give it a lower rating. But I think I was pretty drunk when I was watching it, so I was like, "Yeah, this is awesome," So that elevated it a lot more. I gave it a really high rating in their last podcast. I would probably give it a 7, but you know, I gave it an 8. I was like, yeah, this is an 8. But no, it's probably a 7.
To me, that's a good reboot, like a remake of the original movie. Yes, but like a different twist to it.
It's probably
But,
better than that. But there's so much charm.
It
the
is.
original,
It's better.
You know, you're not gonna recreate that charm.
You have to have
Is that
Dr.
his name?
Taco. Dr. Taco. No, it's a professor that blows
guy.
up the rap.
Is it really
King
Taco?
Kong in the original. Yeah,
Oh
Dr.
my
Taco.
God.
His name's Taco. Oh, it's literally spelled taco. It's just like, what the fuck? Unless we're pronouncing it in like the Japanese way of saying it wrong. But it's taco. They don't have it.
Yeah,
they don't
need
have
Taco,
him in that.
man.
We need him.
They should have a giant taco fight Godzilla and King Kong. I'd be for that.
I would watch that. And if King Kong doesn't win, it's gonna be a 2.
He should just eat the taco. He just picks it up and eats it.
Oh god. But yeah, Jared, you should try that movie to see how
King
it
Kong
goes for
versus
you.
Taco, yes.
It's yes. I'm just gonna say Taco wins.
No, I think you would enjoy it, Jerry. I think you would like it.
I need to make
Yeah, you
time
would
to watch
actually.
it.
It's a kaiju
Yeah.
movie. Well, we just made time for Pacific Rim and Sonnie.
Well, because
so,
now
I think
we're
we
like
can make time
obligated to
again.
watch it now. So, so
But yeah, back to the game thing. But yeah, that'd be a good. I think it would be a good idea.
I
if we
think
had
so
one.
too. I think if it was like an online game and you had 2 teams, like the team that's trying to defend the city and the team that's trying to destroy the city as a kaiju, I think that would be pretty cool. Like if they
I think that'd
destroy
be dope.
enough of it.
Then it just
Yeah.
gives me that. It just if they take Titanfall and just give it kaiju's and like as another team,
I don't know
that'd
what
be it.
Titanfall
Basically,
is.
PlayStation only. You don't know what Titanfall is? Titanfall is basically the same thing as a Jaeger, but it's a one-man piloting it. But he's not synced to the robot. He actually controls that.
Okay.
That's console setting.
So they won't die.
And you just fight monsters. You fight other robots.
That was
with it.
another thing I appreciated about this movie, that the robots were actually like there's people inside the robots. It wasn't like
Mhm.
like there's consequences when they like got hit. Like you're like, oh, one of these humans can die. It's not like when Optimus Prime dies for no reason. He comes back like 5 minutes later, and it's just a robot. I mean, it's all
that was a neat feature they did. It's a neat feature when the arm like you're saying like they actually get to do it. When the arm gets ripped off, the arm gets locked.
Yeah,
off,
it's like
they can't
inside of
use
their
that one
socket.
arm.
Yeah.
Or if it's more of a struggle for them to use it in a way, like it's like that arm's now not anymore for you. That was a neat thing.
So what do you guys? Lee Trey Thompson, said Sailor Moon versus King Kong. What do you think of that? I never seen Sailor Moon. So.
Latrey, I think you a dumbass
Sailor
for talking about
Moon.
some fucking Sailor Moon versus King Kong, and I'm gonna sue you for emotional
Sailor
distress.
Moon all day.
King Kong.
Sailor Moon.
You know why
all
King Kong's
day.
gonna win? Because he's king of the swing.
Okay, so what King Kong are we talking about, though? Are we talking about 1933 King Kong, where he's only 25 feet tall? Or are we talking about King Kong of today, where he's like the size of a skyscraper, like Godzilla size? Which King Kong? Or are we talking about old school Godzilla versus King Kong, where he looks like a fucked up Muppet? Which one?
We don't talk about that, Josh. We don't talk about that one.
If I was going to go with original 1933 King Kong, I would say Sailor Moon would win. King Kong of 2021, I would say that one would win. And I prefer the 33 King Kong more than today's King Kong. So I'm not being biased because that one's my favorite. Or the Peter Jackson King Kong, which one?
Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson.
We don't need to talk about it.
I like the 33 one. That's probably my favorite. Peter Jackson one's good too.
Let's not talk about the
Trust me.
1970s.
Oh
talk about
fuck!
that.
And that one too, where you see Booby.
No, that one's like if they made like Jerry,
Yeah,
like
I've seen
you ever
that
seen
one.
that one?
It's something else.
The head of the King Kong looks like he's like a live action Dragon Ball Z, like when Vegeta turns
I
into
don't know
a
what
fucking
they
ape.
were thinking.
It looks like that's his head model.
It's
It was just why.
Lee Trey
awful.
Thompson also said, "I like that about Pacific Rim. It hurts more when the humans die because I think, damn, that could have been me." And I kind of feel you on that. It's not like just a big robot thing that's just getting destroyed. There's actually like a human inside of it. Here, Matt, it's your show. You take the next comment. You read it out loud.
But
All right,
my
I'll put it on-
screen's
Screen's
broken. I can't fucking
broken.
read it. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, my screen's
okay.
been
Hold
broken
on.
for a
I'll
while.
read the comment to
I don't know if
you.
she
He said, "I don't know if she can clap Goku. I think King Kong wouldn't last." Well, Goku ain't the king of shit. That's number one. And
Wait.
King
Sailor
Kong,
Moon fought Goku? When the fuck did that happen?
No.
Sailor Moon never.
Yeah,
he's trying to say
Goku would
he can-
totally
she
kick
won't
Sailor
have.
Moon's ass. Are you serious? Come on.
Well, no, that's what I think he's saying that she has no chance, but King Kong won't last a freaking second. With
King
her.
Kong
That's
is
what I think he's
King
saying.
Kong. It's in his name. He's the king of the Kongs.
I
You
know.
thought Donkey Kong was
But
the
his ass
king?
got
No,
whooped by the king of the
Kong
lizards.
is the king of all Kongs.
Well, yeah, Donkey Kong isn't even a gorilla. He's a donkey.
Where's my other hat to throw? Like, here's a shoe. I got a
apparently with Donkey
Damn
Kong,
it.
it was like the translation was they're trying to make it stubborn Kong, but the translation went to Donkey Kong because donkeys are stubborn, I guess. So that's why it's Donkey Kong, which is
Let's call him Jackass.
Jackass Kong, but
Jackass
it's
Kong.
still like the same thing. It's still a donkey.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, wait
What
a
we
minute.
got
Don't
here?
do
Don't
Sailor
know
Moon
if
like
she
that.
can-
I never watched Sailor Moon. I don't know anything about Sailor Moon. It's from like the
It's been
90s,
years.
and it was like
Nobody
a
watches
girl
Sailor
years.
Moon.
It was like it was, I know it had a lot of no. To be fair, a lot of people like it, and it was like one of the highest anime of the 90s. You know, it's like probably up there with Dragon Ball Z of the 90s.
It is up there in the 90s. It
Does
is,
anyone talk?
But like, it's just like
Why is it?
Sailor
I'm
Moon's
surprised
like,
they
why?
haven't like made a new Sailor Moon reboot or something. They probably did. If they
I
did.
think they did
did.
years ago.
But no one talks about it.
I know you have to ask Dan. Dan
T Pillow
rewatched.
2010. You can meet me in Smash Bros. And I'll show you if Donkey Kong is trash or not.
Donkey Tramp. Yeah,
Yo,
Donkey Kong
Banjo-Kazooie
is trash
all day
anyway,
Smash
so
Bros.
that works better. I mean, Donkey Kong's fun. He has a tie. It says DK on it. It's cool. You know?
T Pillow sounds like somebody who
DK.
plays Villager in
Donkey
Smash Bros.
Kong.
And gets slapped around by Donkey Kong.
What is the best kaiju? Oh, this is a good question.
T
Lee Trey
Pillow.
Thompson says, "What is the best
Okay.
kaiju in Godzilla series?" I guess.
Ghidorah.
All right, without
Ooh.
saying Godzilla, because I feel like that's cheating. That's like too obvious.
It has to be exempt. And yes, there is a new Godzilla show on Netflix.
No,
If that's
for
what you
Sailor
say, because I
Moon.
can't
You
read
said
that.
Sailor Moon.
No.
Netflix has
She-
new.
No, they say fuck,
no.
fuck Godzilla. We care about Sailor Moon for Netflix. So that's
More, it looks like it. No, they just put out a new Godzilla anime called Godzilla Singular Point.
you didn't answer
And
the question,
It's
Matt.
weird. I know. Well, I'm just adding in here
Wait, what's
because
the
we're
new
talking about
Godzilla
Godzilla.
show?
It's
Godzilla
brand new.
Sings? What was it called?
No, Singular Point.
Oh, okay. Singular.
It's a new anime that just
Oh,
dropped.
I think I didn't see it, but I think I saw a picture.
It's weird. He has transformations.
You stop spoiling it. I haven't
series.
seen it. Don't spoil it.
Sorry.
Oh, well, trailers. That's why I don't like watching trailers
yeah.
because they spoil everything.
Best kaiju
Well,
in
what-
the
Ghidorah.
Godzilla series.
Jerry said, "Yeah, Ghidorah."
I would say King Ghidorah, but at the same time, I like Space Godzilla.
I
That's
thought you were gonna
Godzilla
say
still.
fucking
That's
Jet
cheating.
Jaguar, and I was gonna fly to New York and Crispy. We might have to scrap.
Jet
No.
Jaguar is awesome.
No, but Jet Jaguar is a focus point in this. Jet Jaguar is a focus point in the new anime.
God, I hate Jet Jaguar.
Him, you know
He
what?
just
What's
looks like
the
a Power
background of
Ranger.
that character is? He was
He's the predecessor of Power Rangers.
yeah,
You should thank him because he made Power Rangers for you.
Ultraman
that
made
was
Power
Ultraman.
Rangers.
They're the same thing.
Ultraman. No, they're not.
Well, isn't
But
Jet
the thing
Jaguar
is,
before
they had
Ultraman?
No, Ultraman was before
Oh,
Jet
really?
Jaguar.
Oh, then fuck Jet Jaguar.
Jet Jaguar was a Jet Jaguar wasn't even supposed to look like what Jet Jaguar looked like. He was supposed to look different, and he was like a guy. Like the director looked at the artwork, and it was a contest of who will make this best new kaiju for the series, and this kid won. And the director didn't really even fucking like the drawing, so he despised this and make it look like shit.
This
And they
does
made it
look
look like
awful.
shit.
I'm looking at a
And
picture
act
right
like
now. It
shit.
looks terrible. You know, when I was
It is
saying
terrible.
Jet Jaguar, I was actually thinking of Ultraman, like the image in my head. I was thinking of that. But
Where's another thing for me to
That's
throw?
not the same thing.
Damn it.
I hate this. Stop making me watch these things. I don't want to watch. Oh, okay. I didn't say my kaiju
You
yet.
watched it. You looked up
I
yourself.
didn't say mine.
Yeah, who's your
Mike,
kaiju?
I have two. So the big lobster and that weird Godzilla movie. the giant lobster.
No, don't you say the walrus.
No. What's the giant lobster's name? Giant
I
lobster.
can't remember. I barely remember that movie.
Godzilla. That was the one I watched when I was a kid. That was like the only Godzilla one I watched, and it was like.
Which monster would you
Let's
smash?
get the fuck out of my
Excuse
screen.
me, Leroy. Okay, Leroy, get out.
I don't want to know. The other one, the second one, is from the new series where it's like a gorilla with a fucking mammoth head, and they only show it for like 2 seconds in the second Godzilla film.
Oh,
And I wanted
That
more
thing.
of that. They didn't show enough of that. If I'm gonna, I gotta look that up. Yeah.
And
there's a lot of videos that discuss it more and like bring him to more of like to bring him out more than he was in the movie, but like it still doesn't give him that much justice. So we're not
just
gonna,
looks
the thing is
awesome.
like Legendary's not gonna really. Legendary's not gonna. It has a feeling it's not gonna touch it. That's the problem. They're good. They just brought him out just for shits and giggles, and they're not gonna bring him out again. If they did, they were gonna bring him out. I think they should have brought him out in the King Kong versus Godzilla versus King Kong.
All right.
At least.
Do you see the giant lobster? Do you see how cool this is?
You haven't shared
Did I
it
not
yet.
share it? Oh, all right.
I'm so curious.
You
to
did
see
not
what
share
this
it.
looks like.
It's
Oh,
horrible.
that's a shrimp. That's a giant fucking shrimp.
He fights Godzilla.
Oh god.
I gotta find the other one. I don't even know what the type. What's that thing's name, Matt? Gorilla mammoth thing?
I don't. Oh, they didn't even give like it's.
Oh,
Thing is, like,
I
they
found
want to
it.
give him a
I
fucking
found
name.
it.
That's
I
how
found it.
bad
Just
he
typed in
is.
gorilla mammoth. And
Did you find it? Okay.
I'm so
This fucking
You should
scared.
give it a real name though.
It's like
No, you shouldn't be
it's
scared. It's
actually
a
fucking
really
cool.
decent design.
I wish they showed it. I wish they actually used it in the movie. They literally show it at the end of the movie, and then that's it.
It wouldn't be a real. I would a good like enemy for.
No, he'd be like a good like.
I think it'd be a
Yeah,
good
he could
like
be
side
sidekick.
thing.
So this is the thing.
Oh,
You
fuck.
see this fucking thing? Isn't that awesome? That's fucking rad.
That's
That's like-
scary.
I don't know what its name is. It's gorilla mammoth, but it's really cool. I wish they showed more of a gorilla mammoth because I'm totally for gorillas and mammoths, and if you combine both, then that's like that's a win-win for me.
He's the
That's
next
a craw-
evolution.
T.
of
Phil
King
says
Kong.
that's a crawfish. It's a giant crawfish, okay? So that makes it scary. What do you guys?
God.
So what do you guys? Wait, you rated this already, Matt. We already rated the movie.
Yeah, we are
Oh my
rating
god,
this.
you gotta close the
Yes.
episode then.
We're basically
You gotta close
we're
it
at
then.
that.
You're really good at
I'm scared to
opening
do
it.
that
So
thing.
let's see how good at you are at closing.
Fuck. Okay.
Just fucking do it.
Just
You're like making it worse than it has to be.
I am going to.
Oh, back.
I know.
Wait, what? No, we're not.
Look, Trey
answering
Thompson, we're not answering any more questions.
that. If he's not scary, if he had some, I feel like when I was a kid. So Matt, you have a little more time to prep your fucking outro. When I was a kid, T-Pillow, he's not scary if he had some
Okay.
butter. The lobster thing, I don't even know its name. I have a feeling. I think I ate lobster while I was watching the movie. So like, I was like eating them. Well, I was watching it. I kind of like made that memory into one unified thing. I was like, yeah, I'm eating the monster while I'm watching. It was probably like 5 or 6, but
Oh god.
that's the only thing I wanted to add. So Matt, yeah, take it away. It's your show. You're the center of the universe.
Okay. This
Stop
is gonna
doing
suck.
that to yourself.
Okay,
See,
got
that's
it.
why you fail. Listen to Yoda.
That's my whole thing. Yoda. Okay, so yeah.
See, I would have gave it to you in the beginning. You said, no, I got it. I'm going to do whatever I want. I was like, all right, this is you now.
That was with the opener.
That
not
would
the
have been for
ending.
both. I would have gave you both. Just fucking do it. Let's fucking end this thing.
I know. This Gotham. Hope you guys enjoyed this freaking episode. And these guys.
Yeah, T-Phil bought you time. Going, you're doing fine. Just keep going.
Okay, I can't. Okay, I'm Matt from Gotham. Hope you had a great time watching this episode. And I'm signing out with my pals here, whoever this one points to.
I can't see. You're like frozen right now.
That's
All right.
you.
Well, this is Josh.
Okay,
This
pointing
is
at you.
Josh
Pointing
from
at you.
BatYard's Finest sending you off. Up and away until next BatYard's Finest episode.
Becoming super pals one episode at a time.
See, if he just committed, that would have been fine, Matt. But he kept like, I don't know what you're doing to yourself.
Yeah,
Why do you
no,
do
I
that to
suck.
yourself?
I
You gotta
choked.
stop doing that. You just gotta commit. You just
Because I
gotta
can
do it.
I know. Stop. What are you doing to me? I'm lying.
All right, goodbye, everyone.
Give me your
Goodbye,
life. You're gonna
everybody.
do this to me. Bye.